Okay, ladies, gentlemen, non-binary folks. Man, it's been a really long time. I've been very busy with school, and I think Daniel's been busy with life. But welcome back to the Dead Film Critics Society. I am one of your esteemed co-hosts, Aiden Billing, and this is my other esteemed co-host, Daniel Eng. Everyone say hi to Daniel, and say hi, Daniel, as well.
Hello.
There we go. Give us a wave. Give us a little wave. There we go. Excellent. All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about a few things that we've seen, but mainly The Long Walk. And then, obviously, we're going to start off our episode with some news like we always do. So, yeah. I mean, Daniel, if you want to take us away, give us our first piece of news. What do we got?
Um, sure. Well, this is actually not related to movies specifically, but Grand Theft
It's okay.
Auto was delayed again.
Oh yeah, I saw
Um,
that. That was not. I'm not entirely surprised. It's a big game that they're trying to put out, so I've expected a few delays. But I just hope it doesn't turn into like the Eglinton Crosstown of video games. That would be really annoying. So
yeah,
yeah, we will have to see. Hopefully it comes out in 2026. But if it gets delayed to 2027, people may riot. So yeah.
yeah,
But if it does come out after it's been delayed for a very long time, I mean, like the expectation is just keep on building and building. If it's nothing less than perfect, I think people are going to be very upset. So I
yeah,
hope it's as good as they're saying it is.
hopefully. Um,
Yeah.
there's apparently Zach Krager has officially started work on a Aunt and Gladys prequel movie. Did we talk about Weapons? Did you see Weapons?
I did see Weapons. Yeah, I thought we had mentioned it, but I did see
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that because, like, it's not exactly explicitly clear that she's like a witch, in my opinion. It's like more just like alluded to. So it'd be interesting to see, like, where the hell she came from and like why the hell she's the way she is. So I wouldn't mind that. I mean, yeah, better that than like a Weapons sequel, I think, because trying to drag that story out further, I think would be dumb. So bringing it back to the beginning isn't the worst idea in the world, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, I liked Weapons a good amount. I'm definitely down for another movie related to it, and I trust Zach Krager at this point to bring something interesting.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Is Weapons up there for you as one of the better films of the year?
Yeah,
I,
I quite liked it, honestly. I mean, I think it was a pretty good, horror film. I enjoyed some of the comedic elements to it as well. I think it was pretty tonally balanced quite well. And then I really enjoyed a lot of the cinematography. I thought it was a really well shot film. And yeah, I also kind of just like the multiple different avenues of interpretation you can get from the film as well. I mean, you can look at it as an allegory for school shootings, or you can look at it as an allegory for, I mean, I don't know, like, children of abuse, like, making sure you listen to them or whatever. Like, so, I mean, it's really, there's a lot of exciting things about Weapons that I just really enjoyed. And yeah, I mean, that's why I think another big reason why I'm excited to see more from this world. So, and I mean, Zach Krieger's an excellent writer director, so I like what he's done so far.
yeah, we got
Yeah.
a couple new teaser trailers. We got the Michael trailer, which obviously
I saw that. Yeah.
pretty big.
Yeah.
This film was in development for a long time, and they had shot it, I think, early as 2024, and it was originally
Yeah.
slated to come out this year. But I think they discovered first there was a legal issue where they were showing a part of his life that they were legally weren't allowed to show, specifically, I think, relating to the incident at
Child
his,
sex abuse
yeah,
case.
yeah, and so that part is being like completely cut out of the movie. And then they also realized they probably wanted to do two parts. So I'm pretty sure, even though it doesn't indicate this at all, there will be a like this is a two-parter. Like
Yeah.
there will be two
I
parts
think
to
you're
this
right.
film.
Yeah. No, like I did hear that they were like shelving the child sexual abuse thing to the sequel potentially. They were gonna put some of that in there because I mean, there's no way they can not address it, right? even if they're gonna like puff it up a little bit to make it look not as bad as it maybe was, they still are gonna have to talk about it. And I think if they don't, I think it's a missed opportunity and like kind of it would be a really dumb decision, I think, and people would rightfully call them out for that. So yeah, I mean, if there's gonna be two parts to this, we'll probably see it there. And I mean, it makes sense too. Michael Jackson's life was so crazy, so kind of trying to distill his life story into one movie really wouldn't work in my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah. You also got
Yeah.
the teaser trailer for The Testament of Anne Lee, which is one of my favorite films of the year, with Amanda Seyfried from Mona Fastvold, who worked with Brady Corbet to write both this film and The Brutalist last year, which I
Oh yeah.
liked, but I actually like this film better than The Brutalist personally. Um, yeah, I thought it was great. It was a very interesting, riveting film. Um, Something I would recommend to check out, even though I don't know, it might not come out till like next year in Canada theaters. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's currently slated for limited theaters in Christmas, which usually means that it'll get more theaters in January. Um,
Okay.
there's
Sounds cool.
a movie based on the Roblox minigame Grow a Garden in the works. I don't know. How familiar are you with Roblox? When's the
Roblox?
last time you picked up the Roblox?
I've never played Roblox actually.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of it. I mean, I've seen my friends play like Just to Impress and shit like that. That's really all I know about Roblox. I've seen so many people in my life play it, but I've just never played it, and I don't really understand like with the is there gonna why does there need to be like a movie based on a game within a game? I think that's a little bit like are we really that starved for ideas that we're gonna be doing stuff like that? I guess
We're
so.
starved for, well, not really starved, but they're just they are really, yeah, trying to find every piece of IP possible and,
No.
doing whatever they can with it.
I
Um,
mean, that's why we're getting the Skibbity Toilet movie as well, man. Don't
oh
forget about
yeah.
that. Yeah. I actually
That
have a piece of news.
there's no way that's successful at this point. I
Yeah,
feel like,
I guess we'll have
you
to
know,
see. I mean, maybe like the parents will get their kids out there or something. I don't know, who
I don't
knows.
know,
But
man.
Michael Bay is reportedly working on it too, so that might do something for it. I guess we'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah. Anywho, I do have one piece of news that I've been antsy to talk about. You may have seen me post about this on my story, but it's been confirmed that The Mummy 4 is going to be coming out. Like, I don't
Oh
know when it's
yeah.
going to be coming out, but they're bringing back Rachel Weisz and fucking Brendan Fraser. And as somebody who is a huge fan of those original Mummy movies, minus Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, because it's kind of lame, but like. Yeah, as someone who's a big fan of those original Mummy movies, like when I saw that, I let out a bit of a shriek because I was very happy. I mean, I'm not one to, really be like, oh, do we? I have said in the past like we don't need to bring back every franchise, but I kind of feel like the third Mummy movie wasn't really a very satisfying conclusion, especially since like Rachel Weisz didn't come back for that. They got Maria Bello to play her character instead, and it just wasn't the same. It didn't feel like a Mummy movie. So I think to have this movie um, be coming out, I think it will finally give the franchise like a proper end. I'm interested to see what they can do though, because like I know that Brendan Fraser sustained a lot of injuries on the last Mummy movies that he did. So I'm just like wondering how he's going to be able to perform any of the stunts in this movie. I wonder how that's going to work. So
Probably
yeah,
stunt doubles, I'm assuming.
yeah, I guess so.
Um, yeah, like, do you think like I'm trying to remember, is the Tom Cruise Mummy movie that they did related whatsoever? Is it like
No,
the same writers, producers, anything? Not even the same
no, it's
studio?
like that.
Okay.
It was just a reboot. It was just a reboot that failed. I mean, failed. I mean, it still turned a profit at the box office, but nobody liked that movie from what I remember. So I certainly didn't like it. I thought it was stupid as hell. So yeah,
Right.
not a good one in my opinion. I didn't like that one very much. No, sir, I did not. No, 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 no. But yeah. I'm happy to see Brendan Fraser in movies again. It's really nice that we're having people are dubbing this the Renaissance or something like that, and I I kind of fuck with that, like he's ever since the whale, he's been really popping off. So I'm happy. I like when the right people get famous and get like a fair shot at something. So that's good
Yeah,
to see him and stuff.
no,
Are
it's
you at
cool.
all excited for this at all? Have you seen these movies before?
I have not seen any of the Mummy movies, so I can't really say if
Oh,
I'm
dude, are you
interested at
serious?
all. Yeah.
At least watch the first two. I think they're pretty fun. The CGI doesn't always age the best, especially in the second one, but like they're fun. They're just fun
Right.
movies. I think
Mhm.
you'd probably enjoy them. Like you've seen Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like great value Indiana Jones, and that's why I kind of like it so much. So it's just
Right.
it's just a good time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
K-pop Demon Hunters 2 is aiming
yes.
for 2029 release. No.
2029,
Yeah. That's what it says.
2029,
Yeah, 2029.
2029.
4 years is like not that bad for an animated sequel,
Ah, uh,
realistically.
are
I'm
they
I'm
gonna send it
assuming
to
they're gonna
theaters?
give it an inflated budget too, so I don't they'll probably work on more interesting new animation probably. I hope. Um Plus I think all the animators might be still busy with or a
Spider
good
Verse.
portion or yeah, busy with Spider-Verse. That's
That's fair.
obviously the priority for Sony Pictures Animation at this point,
Yep.
unless it well somehow completely falls apart, which I don't think it will. Obviously K-pop Demon Hunters was a huge success considering
Mhm.
it's, fairly low, I think probably relatively low budget and other
Expectations.
animated film. Yeah, no one was really seeing this coming. Obviously, I think it will get more and yeah, I don't know, we'll see. It'll be interesting that like, you know, all the kids who are obsessed with it now, like some of them like preteens are gonna be like full teenagers and it'll be interesting to see if they well no, it'll be interesting to see what approach they take the writing process as like they have to try to predict. Obviously, I don't think K-pop is going to die in 4 years, but like it might not be the same either. So it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see how they approach, you know, like it felt like a thing that captured a lot of the moment kind of trend. Like it created some trends itself just by having good music and like just featuring some modern, I guess, like parts of life. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to see how it'll develop.
I just hope they send it to the theaters this time. I mean, I think the fact and like Sony not having any faith in that movie was just like unbelievable to begin with, considering like how successful it has become. And it's probably a contender. I don't know if it'll win, but it's definitely a contender for best animated feature at the Oscars this year. So I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it might win depending on how Zootopia 2 is. There hasn't really been any
yeah,
word on that, but it could
yeah.
win, yeah, unless Zootopia 2 is like a huge hit as well and like is really beloved critically as well, like
I
because
guess we'll
they
see.
have been going for that. Yeah, honestly, it's a pretty weak year for animated feature in my opinion. There's no like indie or international animated film that I think will be creating huge splash like Flow did or even Boy and the Heron.
All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
because just my experience with them, having seen a couple of them, one was nice, the other one I thought was really bad, specifically. So I thought Little Amelie, this film that was at TIFF, is coming out in late November. It's a nice little film, very minor though. Like it's not even I feel like trying to be a heartbreaker for kids. Really, it's just a nice little story. And then Arco is the other one, which is a little more ambitious as a French film, which had Natalie Portman producing it, but I thought it was really bad. I thought the script was terrible.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, I did not think it was. I think my least favorite film from TIFF this past year. So I would be pretty upset if that somehow will beat K-pop Demon Hunters even, honestly. Which
Hmm.
is feels weird for me to say since I'm not necessarily a K-pop Demon Hunters fan. I haven't even finished the movie, but I felt like there was more quality from what I've seen than Arco's script, which I saw the full movie of, and it was not very good in my opinion. But a lot of
Hmm.
other people kind of disagree. It's gotten, it was at Cannes and it had good reviews generally, so I'm a little bit of an outlier in that regard. But Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. I'll keep that on my radar. But at the same time, I mean, I've not heard anything about that in a lot of circles. I had heard about Flow leading up to the Oscars like last year, so I can understand like why it did end up winning. But like, I mean, I don't know. I really hope K-pop Demon Hunters wins. Or maybe I also hope it just would get original song too. I think there's a lot of good
Yeah.
original music for that movie, so I'm excited to see what it can do come awards time.
Yeah.
So
It'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
interesting to see. We're approaching it. It's only like a month away when we start to get Golden Globe nominations, so we're
yeah.
getting closer to that time of
Hmm.
year. A Miss Piggy movie is in the works with Jennifer Lawrence and Emma Stone producing
Yeah,
it, with Cole
yeah.
Escola writing the script. Uh, I just saw that the Cole Escola is a comedian. I don't really know anything about them particularly. Obviously, it's very interesting that again we're getting these like very high profile. It's like how Daniel Kaluuya and Ayo Edebiri are attached to the Barney movie to take like a children's property and attach the. You haven't heard about that Barney project?
No, I have not. Why are we doing a Barney movie?
Because A24's producing it, and
A24 is making the
I'm
Barney movie?
I think so, if I remember
What
correctly.
the hell? What are they gonna make Barney a fucking drug addict or something? Who's having a story of redemption or something? Like,
Yeah, Ayo
hmm,
Edebiri confirmed she's writing A24's Barney movie with Daniel Kaluuya producing.
hmm. Wonder who they're gonna get to play Barney.
It'll be interesting. I guess
Hmm.
this is their attempt to make this is their Barbie. This is A24's Barbie,
Yeah.
except it's Barney.
Fuck, I
So
hear good things about the Barney movie. Fuck, I would go see it. I'm just
yeah,
surprised. That's all. Fuck. Jesus. All right.
no, it's an interesting project. So yeah, again, interesting that these high profile actors are attaching themselves to, kids' properties. I guess they saw what
Mm-hmm.
happened with Barbie and they want to potentially be a part of something like that, and they obviously maybe know
Yeah.
some people who could, create something meaningful. And yeah, I guess it's a new. They're trying to create a Barbie niche where they're taking like children's properties and making like a live action film that's good for kids and adults,
Yeah.
accessible for both, and then hoping to obviously bring in some guaranteed box office money off of nostalgia, and then obviously maybe some star power to boost that. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be in the film. I'd
Yeah.
be surprised. I'm assuming they're not going to voice Miss Piggy, even though Emma Stone voicing Miss Piggy could be actually either of them could. I feel like maybe pull it off in an interesting way. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it would not be akin to the ones we've seen before, but
I
it'd be
feel like if
interesting.
anyone would voice it, I feel like it'd be Jennifer Lawrence. Because
Right.
I just find that okay, this is gonna sound so stupid, but I just find that like Jennifer Lawrence and like her like just her being real all the time is very reminiscent of Miss Piggy in that way. Miss Piggy never really has a filter. I mean, I'm not
Right.
going to get into the lore of like a Muppets character. It's not really that important at the end of the day. But I don't know. I just feel if they said that Jennifer Lawrence was going to be her, I wouldn't mind that. Like
Right.
because I think she's a really good comedic actress. Like I don't know if you saw No Hard Feelings, but I thought she was really
Yeah, I
funny in that.
didn't, but
Mm.
yeah. No, her movie this week actually is coming out today. Die My Love. Definitely not comedic, but
No, it's not.
I've heard it's more akin to Mother, or at least her performance is more akin to Mother. It might be a little more grounded than Mother, obviously. Um,
I certainly hope so. I fucking hate that movie.
yeah, famously one of the most divisive things we've ever talked about.
Bitch
Um,
ass movie, and anyone who likes it is a poopy pants. I'm just joking. Anyways,
if
I
anyone
think I
didn't
had another.
know, I did like Mother. I will defend Mother. I think
Yeah,
it's an interesting,
everyone boo that
pretty
man
well
in the
done
comments.
movie. Honestly, it does have the writing of an edgy teenager, but it is
Yeah,
executed by a very talented director. Darren Aronofsky
that's,
is not really, he's still got
no,
it. He's always
I
had
think
it.
it's down the director. I have interest in. I still want to see Caught Stealing. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But
Yeah, I would recommend it. I
oh,
liked it a lot.
did we talk about the? We talked about the long walk on our last video. Not the long walk. Sorry. One battle after another in our last video, right? That was
Probably,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that was the movie I ended up seeing instead of Caught Stealing. That was a really good decision too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, One Battle is obviously one of the best films of the year.
Anyways, the next bit of news I actually wanted to talk about. We didn't get to talk about this last time, I don't think, but there were some updates to the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 cast, and they added Matt Pat in as Toy Bonnie, like the YouTuber who famously like did Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Plays and lore with Game Theory,
Right.
and then they added Megan Fox as Toy Chica. Which was,
Yeah.
which
I
has
do
divided the
remember hearing
internet a
about
little bit,
that.
it seems. Yeah. Yeah, one of the arguments I keep seeing online is that because there's already so much disgusting like sexual fan art of Toy Chica, it's gonna be even more so now. Like the Gooner community is gonna go wild because Megan Fox is in the movie, and I don't know. I kind of I don't think it's gonna. I mean, like I don't know. I just think that people are gonna be gross no matter what. Like there's a whole subgenre of like porn drawings about like Zootopia characters. So I mean, like it's gonna be bad no matter who is playing her, I think. But yeah, no, I'm actually being forced to go watch that movie, by the way, with my classmates. We're gonna go see it when it comes like on opening night. So we booked it off already.
You booked it off. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. No,
This is an
we're gonna
official
go
event.
special events. Yeah, all eight of us are gonna go to our local theater and we're gonna watch it together. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Master
So
students at Five Nights at Freddy's.
no, for real, yeah. In case you guys didn't know, this is exactly what communication students get up to in our spare time. We go like watch Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. So yeah, yeah. I wonder how many children are gonna be in that theater. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. It just feels like it's gonna be another
Yeah.
Minecraft
It's
experience.
still PG-13, right? Probably.
Oh yeah,
Surely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Parental guidance 13. You know, like if someone's under 13, they can go in there with their parents and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But
No,
there still will probably.
I was just thinking to myself that it's probably that because, you know, for the most
Mm.
part, I'm assuming they want parents to be like, oh, we don't have this second, even with like a preteen, I'm sure seeing PG-13 or PG probably actually in Canada, maybe
Yeah.
14A. I don't know what the last one was rated. Actually, I'm curious.
Oh yeah,
Let's see if it's in a
It's G PG and then 14A is basically PG 13, and then after that's R or something.
I think it's
But R
18A and then R.
14,
R is like
yeah,
for we slept like the Canadian board slapped R on stuff that's like truly like fucked.
violent. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're right. I was about to say because there's a lot of crossover between 14A movies and R-rated movies. Like an R-rated movie in the States could still be 14A here.
An R-rated movie in the States could be PG here. That's happened like a good amount of times.
Which
Like,
movie
because
was
they'll
that?
slap R on stuff that like swears more than like 5 times. Here, we'll just slap PG on it and just be like coarse language. Like, if you don't want your kid hearing swearing, like, well, we said coarse language, so who cares?
Which movie?
Like,
Do you have a good example of that? Because I'm curious.
literally just this Sentimental Value. I'm pretty sure this is going to be R in the States because I think they're just going to say fuck a few times and then it'll get an yeah, it'll get an R rating. I know the Matt Johnson movie.
Nirvana, the band, and the show, the movie.
His other one, Operation Avalanche, that was R in the States, despite literally just saying like swearing. There's like literally no other like violent or sexual like the normal stuff that they flag. Like it is like a little, yeah, like so many adult dramas are literally just slapped with an R rating in the States because they feature swearing or like I guess intense situations. Like if you look at anything at TIFF, that's half the reason why these things are slapped with an R rating is just like the swearing. But then here in Canada, the most times just be PG.
Interesting.
Or 14A.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends on like the nature of it, I suppose. But
Yeah.
18A is honestly for only really gratuitous like sex or like extreme violence. Like most stuff does not get 18A here. I've also been talking this whole time. I forgot to double check. Five Nights.
I forgot we had 18A. I forgot there's 18A and then there's R after that.
Yeah. Ours like our NC-17, I think.
I think we still have X though as well, and that's for porn or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Though I don't think
yeah.
anyone's showing that, like running that by the board, that rate stuff. I don't think
Uh-uh.
anyone in Canada making porn is looking
Yeah.
for a video rating.
I don't know, man. Those porn Oscars are getting competitive these days. They want to get in. They want to get accredited, I guess.
They'd probably go to America then. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I mean, like the dominant force in the porn game is Pornhub, and they're from Montreal, so I mean,
It's true,
yeah.
but you
Yeah.
know,
French Canadians are good at porn, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
they
Somebody
made
said.
a system that works for them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, French Canadians are pretty hot people, though. Like men and women. When I was in Montreal, I saw some very, very hot people there. So I mean, I don't know. I can sort of understand it. But anyways,
Yeah.
we're getting way off
We're
topic
getting
here.
way
Let's
off
move on.
topic. Five Nights, for the
Yeah,
record, does not have a
yeah. We're
rating
actually
yet.
like, it does not have
So
a rating, but it'll
it'll
probably
probably
be PG.
be like PG or 14A. I
Uh,
can't imagine it'll be 18A. That would be insane.
Yep. I did have actually one more piece of news I wanted to quickly talk about, and then I'll let you get. And you have the floor for your news for the rest of it. I
Sure.
was going to briefly mention that there's going to be a sequel to Godzilla minus one called Godzilla minus zero,
Yeah.
and I don't know, man. I think I'm pretty excited for that. I quite liked Godzilla minus one. I thought it was really well done, and nice to see a different take on the character in the modern day, aside from the legendary MonsterVerse stuff, which I don't mind. To be fair, I mean, I must admit I'm kind of not crazy about the direction that the legendary MonsterVerse is going right now. Like, it just feels more like, you know, I don't know. Like, as stupid as this is to say about the movie about giant monsters punching each other, I kind of want more substance along with that. Because, like, for me, the high point of the franchise was, like, I feel like Godzilla vs. Kong was really good at that. That's kind of where we started to see the transition a bit. But I still really, really like that first Godzilla movie and Kong Skull Island. I thought they were both really well done movies. I don't know what you think about those ones, but for me, like the first Godzilla film is just so special in so many ways, and I love revisiting it. I love everything about it. So yeah, but so it's nice to see when like the big dumb monster movie actually has a good human element to it, and that's what the first Godzilla minus one did. And I look forward to seeing what they can do in the sequel.
See, I notoriously do not like minus one. I thought the human elements, okay, they were more interesting than like Skull Island, for example. I
Okay,
hated the emotional ending where it turns out she survived based
yeah,
on,
that part was.
yeah,
I'll
sorry,
give you that.
spoilers for minus one if you haven't seen it.
Well, we don't
The
even know,
way they
you don't even know
depict
who she
how
is,
she
so that's
swept away
kind
in
of.
that debris and then she just has like, you know, a wrap around her head and that she's alive is just the
Oh
most
yeah.
ridiculous, be emotional, like please cry audience I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
It completely took me out of the whole. It ruined my opinion of the movie, frankly. Like I was,
Whoa.
I've honestly, it's one of the moments where I like a film like kind of had me and like completely lost me, and that doesn't happen
Interesting.
too often. I feel for myself.
You
Like
just
I
let one,
like
you let one dumb thing ruin the whole movie?
I like both. Like, okay, I appreciate the rest that comes before, but like you said, what you want is like a strong human element, and it had some of those things. Like, you feel for this guy because he's lost all these things, and then they just give, like, she's back, so he can be like happier, I guess, and like have this whole emotional thing. And I guess
Hmm.
like in the film very much treats that like yeah, like please audience, cry and like look at how emotional and beautiful this is when it just does the exact opposite for me. So,
Yeah.
um, you know, I hope they improve that element, assuming that other, people in general like the new movie they're making. But
Yeah.
I can't say I'm holding my breath to think that it will be better. But
Hmm.
I mean, I think there's a decent chance it's better. But I also think there's a less likelihood I'm gonna definitely be watching it based on that moment, to be honest.
Oh my goodness. All right, well there you have it. Daniel Eng, famous contrarian. He and the Cosmonaut Variety Hour should get together and do an episode of the podcast
He's
next, I
not that
think.
much of a contrarian,
No, I'm just
from what I've
joking.
seen.
Yeah, I actually like that guy a lot. I
I feel
watched
like
some of
I'm
his.
not that much a contrarian. That's honestly that's a rare instance where I feel like more of a
Oh, I
contrarian.
know. I'm just trying to rage bait you. I know. It's
Yeah.
not working. He's unbothered. Unbothered king. Anyways, hit us with some more news, Mr. Eng.
We got confirmed castings for the women in the Beatles' lives, the wives. We have
Ooh.
Mia McKenna Bruce, Saoirse Ronan, Anna Sawai is Yoko Ono, and Amy Lou Wood. I didn't mention the other names because I don't remember. It's Saoirse
What'd you say?
Ronan and
Madison Wyatt's gonna be Yoko Ono?
yeah,
That's a great casting. What the fuck? That's
it's
probably my favorite casting out of all of that. Yeah.
yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah.
I think in some ways like I there's a lot of talent attached to this project.
Yeah.
I have a strong doubt, honestly, that it can possibly work out how they want it to like some extent. Like I like Sam Mendes overall. He has misses. The fact that the script writers are good, they're not like excellent. It's interesting that all of them are being written by different people. Obviously, I think they're sharing notes. Um, I just don't know how you take this story and make it something truly like innovative besides the gimmick of there being four different movies and then like
Yeah.
four different perspectives where like you'll probably share scenes and like I don't know if it'll like get people to be like comparing like the same scene that they probably shot like seven different times from different perspectives or four different times I guess from all the different perspectives. That part's interesting. It's interesting they're pairing Paul Mescal and Saoirse Ronan together again. I know they are playing the couple. I think it's Paul. I think it's because he's playing Paul McCartney, I believe. Did I write that? I can't remember the Beatles right now. Um, but I know the pairings are Mia McKenna Bruce, Barry Keoghan, Saoirse Ronan, Paul Mescal, Anna Sawai. That's Lennon. Who's playing Lennon? Why am I losing it? Harris Dickinson, and then Amy Lou Wood, and Joseph Quinn. So again, very talented pair of actors for all the movies. I'm sure they'll have other interesting people playing the other roles, But I honestly think it's potentially a waste of these very talented people's time. It's just my opinion. I
Ooh.
I don't know how this is gonna work out for the like. I think all of them probably could have gotten more interesting projects done in the amount of time it will take for them to shoot and be, participating in this project. To be honest,
All right. I guess we'll have to see then.
yeah.
I guess we'll have to see. Hmm.
Netflix is considering looking into buying Warner Brothers. This,
What?
yeah, that would be a bad thing. I don't think anyone wants that to happen.
Yeah.
Um,
I know WB's kind of in trouble right now because there's the threat of Skydance purchasing them, and some people theorize that because of that new like Artists Against Israel like thing that a lot of actors have signed, they're gonna reboot the DCU again without David Cornsweet as Superman because of his stance. I don't know. What do you think about that,
I
mate?
mean, that would be some insane politicking. Superman was successful. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that Paramount has a list of people they're not hiring, which is a little crazy. Um, you know, Obviously there's only speculation, I think, as to who exactly is on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't think it will stop them, but it's interesting how Paramount, and it's a little worrying how Paramount seems to becoming more and more political. Like potentially, they
Not in
did
the right
buy
way
a lot of
though.
South Park, and then South Park went ahead and
Yeah.
made fun of Trump heavily.
Uh,
I don't know if that was their intention. It does feel like Paramount is very much playing by the like please Trump code book and like they're making more movies that feel a little more conservative coded. Like they're developing a Call of Duty
Mhm.
movie with Peter
But they
Berg
are.
and Taylor Sheridan. Yeah,
Oh, Taylor Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan is
Oh my
an
god.
interesting guy. He's apparently now
Yeah.
he's written like apparently what he does is he locks himself in a bunker to write all of those scripts because he's made like five different shows under
Yeah.
Paramount for Paramount Plus. He is Paramount Plus in many ways. And then Paramount just pays him like hundreds of millions. It's worked
Yeah.
out for him real good in that way.
Yeah, you got
He's
Tulsa King, Land, Yellowstone, the Yellowstone spin-offs. Like
he's
fucking hell, this
he's
and they're
rich.
even doing another. Yeah, they're doing another Yellowstone spin-off coming up about like the Four Sixes Ranch in Texas or whatever, and they're gonna use his ranch in Texas to do it. So I mean, that man is gonna be so fucking wealthy once
He
his
is
time comes to
yeah.
an end.
Um, I don't remember for sure. I think he signed like a $600 million deal with Paramount to or Warner was it Warner? Maybe it was Warner Brothers, which actually only maybe fuels the fact that Skydance could buy Warner Brothers,
Hmm.
which is a little worrying. But yeah, they're making a Call of Duty movie. Um, yeah,
Have they
Paramount in
selected
general is
there? Do we know anything about the story yet or anything?
no. I think it's just that they are working on it together. They're developing
Okay.
it. It'll probably be honestly, it could be like 2030 by the time that thing sees you know, a world premiere.
Interesting. See, I would
Yeah.
be sort of interested in that if they followed like one of the plots of like, cause there's some honestly some pretty good story campaigns in the earlier Call of Duties, like in the original Modern Warfare series, like from Modern Warfare 1 to 3 is pretty good, and then the Black Ops series has a pretty cool storyline. Like they could do that as well. I think that could be kind of fun. So
Yeah,
it just depends. Depends what they
definitely.
do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Adam Driver is starring in a Netflix drama series. I'm assuming it's going to be a limited series, but it doesn't actually say that explicitly. Described in the vein of Dog Day Afternoon. Do you know what Dog Day
Ooh,
Afternoon's about?
yeah, of
Yeah,
course I
yeah,
do. Yeah, bank
yeah.
robber. Yeah.
Directed by Philip Baratini, who directed all of Adolescence, and written by Peter Craig, who was the screenwriter of Top Gun Maverick, and I think who also worked on the Batman script, if I remember correctly. So that'll be an interesting project. That is something I'm looking forward to. Could obviously anything could be not as good, but I think that has the potential to be a very good series. Um, who knows? He'll
Hmm.
stick with the one take thing that Philip Baratini. He did that in Adolescence, obviously, but he also did that in his other film with Stephen Graham called Boiling Point, which I like a lot. That was
Oh
also a
yeah,
one take film.
I heard that one's pretty good.
So I don't know if he's gonna make that his thing permanently, where he's the one take guy. But it'd be interesting, honestly, if he did become the one take guy. Be like explore all the ways that you can use that gimmick or what people call a gimmick. But it's just an interesting method, obviously, to tell stories in a different way. Kind of, you know, making something like crossing I'm interested in stuff that like kind of crosses the lines between theater and film. Often, I think, because oftentimes it feels like theater projects sometimes may only find a bigger audience in film these days. 'Cause it's not like very rarely like Hamilton might have been. I don't know. Who knows if we'll ever get another Hamilton, but something that like plays, is such a big hit on Broadway that it just like goes all over the world, and that basically anyone who was interested in it could have probably driven to their local metropolis, and seen it, whether you were in like a rural place in like I don't know, Arkansas, or even in like Nova Scotia or Alberta, maybe not the northern territories, but if you were anywhere there, you probably could have driven or taken you if you were invested, you probably maybe would have even made a trip. But that's not realistic for most people for when it comes to like literally every other play. Or for even people who wanted to see Hamilton and just ended up watching on Disney Plus. So it'll be interesting to see what something like that does. It's interesting to see like people who might have been playwrights back in the day creating something for television. Even if this is not exactly that, but it'll still be interesting.
Hmm. Hmm. All right.
Um, I also want to quickly mention that John Williams is confirmed to score Steven Spielberg's new UFO film that comes out next year. I'm very excited for this.
Ooh,
Stars
I
Emily
didn't hear about
Blunt,
this.
Josh
What?
O'Connor, Coleman Domingo,
What?
and Wyatt Russell. Awesome
What?
cast. Spielberg back in his, in his element, making a sci-fi
Sci-fi.
movie, which I'm
Shit.
assuming will be
Okay.
akin to obviously some of his greatest films. Yeah, John Williams back on the score. Like the expectations are so high for that.
Yeah.
It's maybe like you can start maybe talking about most anticipated about 2026 in about a month. I guess. I guess most people do it after the Oscars.
I
I might be, this is definitely up there. This will be one of the most anticipated films of 2026 for sure.
When did you say this was released again?
June 12th.
Ooh, summer release too. Okay, so that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is something you hope is just like it's a hit, like bigger than like, not that I want to put down Nope, but I hope it's bigger than Nope in that like it'll be such a hit that literally everyone will like be trying to see it. Because that would be an
Yeah.
awesome thing to get an original summer blockbuster like we did with Barbie and Oppenheimer. Something more akin to that would be awesome. And Steven is the guy who could do that.
Yep. No, I mean it's gonna be a good summer. Now we've got that I know about, and then obviously the Odyssey is gonna be coming out
Yeah,
then
well,
as
I mean
well.
those two, yeah, come together in the same summer. Like we could be in for a much better summer than we've had, probably the best since Barbie and Oppenheimer. Hard to
Yep.
match that, but you know,
I agree.
this
Yeah,
has the potential to.
it
Um,
does.
what you'll probably be seeing at home, even though it's maybe going to get a more robust theatrical release, is David Fincher's The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Um, did have we talked about
Uh,
this at all?
I think a little bit. Yeah, it's the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, and I'm just like I don't think it's really a necessary movie, But
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, I would have much preferred David Fincher to be working on The Social Dilemma instead of this. But
Oh
it is
yeah.
what it is.
Is it The
Looking
Social
up
Reckoning?
Social Reckoning. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
The Social
Social
Dilemma is a
Dilemmas was that Netflix doc.
stupid Netflix docudrama. I hate that movie. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Um, Look, I have very mixed feelings about this. It is a Tarantino script, which often is enjoyable. I notoriously do not really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was maybe a little harsh the first time I watched it,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'll be necessarily watching it again just before this movie. Obviously, I love David Fincher, but this is also unlike I guess anything he's really done since I like this is more akin to what he did with Alien 3 than
I was
probably any of
literally
his
just
other
thinking
projects.
that. Yeah,
Like it feels
you're
like a
right.
weird studio for hire thing where it doesn't feel
Yeah.
like he has much autonomy over the fact that he's doing this.
hmm
Like, maybe obviously the fact that he was handed a Tarantino script and given a lot of budget because Brad Pitt's starring made him go, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it the best thing I can. Because obviously, he's probably my favorite director of all time. Um, Him and Terrence Malick, perhaps, but he's more consistent overall, I think. This, along with Squid Game, everyone is now doubting him. Um, Understandably, like I am also personally very skeptical of this if this could be good. But I have some faith in Fincher. Obviously, yeah. To speak on The Social Reckoning, it probably would be more interesting if he was making that. But I still think this could be a good film. And the fact that both are getting made is maybe overall a positive thing. They both could be good movies, and then we have two good movies instead of one. Because I don't know if they would have made this movie with anyone but like a David Fincher or like someone of that caliber. I don't think they would have handed it to, I don't know, whoever's making the Five Nights at Freddy's movies or whoever's making like your last action movie or like any of the guys who've worked on Marvel movies besides like maybe James Gunn. But even then, like obviously James got his own stuff. You know what I mean? Like David
hmm
Fincher is one of the maybe only people they would trust with a Tarantino script. So we'll see what happens.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall we? Do you have any other pieces of news you would like to talk about, or shall we get into the long walk?
I think we can get into the long walk. I was just gonna briefly say that with the social reckoning, I like
Yes.
a couple thoughts on that. Is that I think the cast is great. Like I think they're very talented, obviously. Mikey Madison
Mhm.
and Jeremy Allen White speaking Sorkin dialogue is a very exciting prospect. The
Oh yeah.
least exciting prospect is the fact that Sorkin somehow just did not hand the script off. It's like,
Oh, you mean like he's directing it as
yeah,
well?
he's directing it. Did you know that?
Well, I did know that. Yeah, that's why I was saying I feel like David Fincher should have done it because I mean, like I don't know, I'm not as like down on Fincher's, not Fincher, on Sorkin's directing as some people, but I definitely feel like for a movie like this, he probably should have given it off. You know, so
Yeah. It I don't know. Like Fincher obviously did the best seemingly in the past, but even a Danny Boyle did a really good job with Steve Jobs. And like it feels like, especially since it's going to focus a lot on the January 6th riot, it feels like someone who has a better like preparation for that kind of scope. I know there were bigger protest scenes in The Trial of Chicago 7. I think that was his highest budget movie he's directed. Um, were there, and obviously he generally like he did it. Like he didn't do it incompetently necessarily, but there's not as much excitement or interest or like signature in the way he shoots and directs his movies. So you would hope that maybe someone else would get this. But who knows? This is maybe the last chance for him to prove us wrong. Like if this is like a great script, people say, but that the direction is so flat that like, and I feel like critics are ready to say that. They are so ready to be like, Sorkin has another good script, but the direction's so flat that this film is not worth, recognizing as much.
yeah,
But who knows? It'll be interesting to also maybe see if this takes the since the Sony film, it will take the festival route. That would be interesting to see because it's releasing next October, so
hmm
it could go to TIFF, it could go to Telluride, it could go to New York Film Festival, it could go to all those big ones, and obviously, I don't think it would necessarily win a People's Choice or anything, but it'll be interesting to see how festivals would react to something like this.
yeah, yeah.
All right,
All
sorry, I've
right.
been yapping. So,
No, it's cool. It's cool. I like these points. They're good. They're good. Yeah. It's just very cold in my house, so
oh,
I'm feeling a little more sleepy these days.
hmm,
Our furnace is kind of there's something wrong with the furnace right now. It's not working properly, so
yeah, that's not
yeah.
ideal.
No, it is.
All right, The Long Walk.
Oh.
I actually saw this before TIFF, so it's been a little bit because I saw this at an early screening. Um, I saw it before you did. Even
Ooh.
though that's kind of the way it's been with, all your master stuff and me actually having
Yeah.
these opportunities.
I'm happy
Um,
for you. Honestly, I'm really glad you get to do that stuff. That is
yeah,
like
no,
that's one
it's
of the it's a
I'm
cool
very
ass job.
grateful
Yeah.
for the opportunities. Yeah, they're great.
Mm.
Yeah, so directed by Francis Lawrence, who is most known for the Hunger Games movies and I
Uh-huh.
Am Legend, uh, starring Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, my guy,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely killing it. Um, Yeah, so it's based on Stephen King novel, one of his earlier novels. Wasn't actually released under his name, if I remember. Um,
Yeah.
Depicts a dystopian alternate America ruled by a totalitarian regime, where 50 teenage boys from each state take place in the annual walking contest, forced to keep at a minimum pace, or they will be executed. They keep walking until only one of them is still walking. Um, yeah, obviously makes sense for this director being this is basically just a different version of the Hunger Games, a
Mm-hmm.
similar contest with young adults, teenagers in a fight to the death. This one being a more psychological horror, generally speaking. Like that's where more of the fear comes from rather than what's awaiting them on the road. Even though, yeah, it's more about their relationships with each other, which I thought was a nice pace. Obviously, Hunger Games tries to incorporate relationship parts, but often the the actual games itself are very much basing it off the fear of whatever traps they have in the arena. This is just
Yeah.
a little more stripped down, which I think it plays to that strength pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. What did you think of this film?
Dude, dude. I mean, I really enjoyed this movie to be honest with you. Like I was completely enthralled from the get-go. I think it does a really good job at setting the tone with that first death, showing how brutal this game is going to be. You really just you see the guy get shot in the face and his face like blows up. So that
Yeah,
was a good starting point. And then but then watching all these characters build a relationship with each other, you start to care for pretty much everyone who's on screen in some capacity. So that means like when they are eventually killed, it hits that much more, and like you're rooting for people to survive. And I mean, obviously, I had an idea of who the last two people were going to be. You know, David Johnson and Cooper Hoffman seemed like the two central characters. So like, okay, it's probably going to come down to these two. But then I was also in the back of my mind thinking like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them died like beforehand. But I don't know. Yeah, I thought the characters were written extremely well. I thought the brutality of the film was excellent as well. It really just showcased what was at stake, and I thought the ending was really good too. I mean, obviously, I know it's a Stephen King novel. This was based off of it. I know that he wrote the ending, but yeah, I just think it was really well done in that regard. I liked the way it ended. It was pretty satisfying. Like he didn't. David Johnson's character didn't really give in to the spoils of the game and uphold it. He decided to kind of I don't know, try and break the system a little bit. I don't really know what just killing that one guy would have really done. And I'm surprised that nobody came after him and shot him afterwards. But I mean, yeah, it was a good film. I have not stopped thinking about it since I've watched it. There's so many good moments, and I was genuinely sad by the end of it because like I really thought Cooper Hoffman's character was going to be the one to take it. I didn't expect David Johnson's character. It felt like they were setting him up to be like, oh, I've walked long enough. It's time for me to stop. And they did that for a second, and then it baited us and changed it up a little bit. And I thought that was really well done. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
yeah. I guess the parts I was most impressed with were some of the longer takes that like really submerged
Mm,
us in the walk,
yeah.
where the camera just kind of moves with them. Nothing like particularly flashy
Yeah.
is shown. I thought that part was much more effective. I thought the sound design was pretty well done. I liked the choices overall. With this pretty simple film, like even towards the end, they don't show the deaths as much. They kind of just let them go off in the background, which I thought was
I actually
a
like
smart
that a lot.
choice. I think
Yeah.
just simply harping on the violence would have just kind of lessened the effect of some of the deaths towards the end.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I like this pair a lot, and I'm glad they're actually already in talks to make another movie together. With Paul Dano, I think as well for
Oh,
A24, which I think is, I honestly, I've enjoyed Cooper Hoffman a good amount. I think, he's not necessarily like one of the strongest actors that I want to see in a lead role every single time. Like, I think he's maybe more effective supporting. That's not to say he doesn't carry this film pretty well. I just think maybe there's some people who could carry this film better. Luckily, he's beside David Johnson, who I absolutely think I could watch David Johnson probably do a one-man show. Like, he's the kind of guy where I'm like, if he is given interesting things to say, I am absolutely enraptured by it.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah. He's just got so
I think
much
he
natural
does,
charisma as an actor.
yeah, I think he does an
Yeah.
excellent, excellent job. I'm always so impressed with him, and I think he's someone who we need to see like in more lead roles. As someone in the right role will easily be an Oscar contender, nominee, potential winner. Like I think he's very uber talented, and I really want to see him get more interesting roles. Like thinking about the fact that he's British, right? But like
Mhm.
you never think about that whatsoever. And he's also such a young actor, but he's like doing such a good job with all these roles. I think he carries the film even more so than Hoffman, despite kind of being more of a secondary character to him, even though I'd say they're probably co-leads. Um, but I think they're both excellent. Um, their relationship and their chemistry, though, is very effective. I think that's probably one of Hoffman's strengths is that he plays off other actors really well. I've seen, and this is definitely not a it doesn't that's not an exception. This film, yeah, you get pretty invested in their relationships. I think the tension in their relationship is really what you like, what I got the most interest out of, because you wonder if like they're gonna break down and start to hate each other because of like this inevitable doom that they're headed towards, and the fact that like yeah, I found it has a lot in common with other Stephen King films in that um it is kind of like a very hopeful human message, like kind of trying to show some light at the end of a very dark tunnel that he puts us
Mhm.
in. Similar to Life of Chuck and Shawshank Redemption, in my opinion, in that way, where like despite them being in this like pretty terrible situation as a country and as individuals, risking all of this for, the chance for a better life, it's like
Mhm.
I think the joy comes out in the relationships between these characters. So I think honestly, it would have been more effective for me narratively if the focal point wasn't what happened to them, but what happened to their relationship. I think it also maybe even like I think it's trying to say something about like rebellion and leaves you with the question, like you said, of is shooting one guy going to make a difference? Is shooting one symbol of this like terrible government going to actually make a difference to anything? Which is interesting, but I felt like that wasn't where the film's strength was,
Mhm.
and so it, and then some relationships with characters just did not matter as much. I think it tries to expand its horizons a bit too much. I think the other characters they have who are important and you connect to some extent, you kind of get the idea that like, oh, he's talking to someone new in like a very finale kind of way. You figure they're gonna die soon, and they usually do. And like, I think those conversations don't necessarily all the time made me care about them more.
Mhm.
Um, but it was really interesting to see that be like of like the way that this goes down. That like almost it feels like some of their fates were determined by how they viewed the situation rather than how the situation was actually physically affecting them, which was definitely the most interesting part of it. I think the horror of like a kid's ankle being broken, which I thought they actually could have gone into a little bit more. Like that's pretty gruesome to watch for any amount
Oh
of
yeah.
time, but they kind of cut that off. Like I was more scared of it in the trailer than I was in the film. But um I feel like those moments weren't as effective as some of the relationship moments overall. I think those
Yeah.
were the more devastating parts between each
What about
other.
that one moment? What about the
Yeah.
one moment where the kid's legs got crushed by the tank? That was something I wasn't ready for. That was pretty goddamn gruesome.
I
At
I
least.
honestly hadn't remembered that until he mentioned it. It's like it's yeah, obviously it's a little It's not an easy thing to watch, but I feel like it didn't necessarily like add to the fear. Like what he did was very specific, and you don't get the idea that they're all going to have to face that. The I guess having to take a shit in the middle of it, that was
Oh
definitely
yeah, that was
memorable.
insane. No,
I
that I've
think that
never
scene
seen
could have
anything
been
like that.
shorter, to be honest, but like it makes sense that like that kind of thing has to happen.
Yeah, it's
Um,
true. Because like, how would you go to the bathroom doing this? In a dignified way. There doesn't really seem to be a way to do it.
yeah, like it covers its basis on like just how brutal and kind of torturous this experience is, how it basically violates everything you would say for like basic human rights, all in an
Yeah.
effort for them to like basically gain any kind of rights, seemingly under
Yeah.
this current government. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, obviously that's a fairly interesting thing to think about. Like obviously there's a lot of interesting things to think about that this film provokes. I do think it lacks maybe a little bit of style. Like I said, I like some of those stripped back approaches, but I think there were some moments that could have used a more bold shooting style, maybe extreme close-ups or like not always just wides. Like I think it's interesting to like kind of keep the brutality in wides because then to some extent you get effectiveness of like you just have to stand there and watch. It's not like focused on like some sort of spectacle. It is kind of just what it is.
Yeah,
But there is like limits to how effective those moments can be because of that.
yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair. In terms of effectiveness, no, though I think one of the more effective parts of the film, despite it being a smaller part, was Mark Hamill's turn as the villainous major. I don't know what you thought about him, but I thought he was like a very good looming specter and a good symbolic measure of the not measure a symbolic force of the whole contest itself. And I liked his character quite a bit. You know, I think he did a very good job at conveying the mentality that the game was trying to, put forth. So I don't know. What did you think about him in the movie? Do you like him?
He was fine. Um,
Yeah.
like I think he's much better in Life of Chuck. Um,
Oh,
that
Mark
was
Hamill's in
something.
that too. I didn't
Yeah,
realize that.
yeah. He's the Stephen King guy now. He's gonna
Stephen King,
maybe be in
Stephen
everything that they
King.
adapt from him for the rest of time.
Speaking of that, I need to watch Play Welcome to Derry after this. The new episode's out
Uh,
today. Yeah.
yeah. Um, I never did watch any of the It movies. I don't know if you knew
You
that.
should watch them. They're good.
I,
Yeah. Honestly,
you
I'm
know,
glad we're in this kind of Stephen King assance right now. I think there's a lot of good adaptations coming out. Like, obviously, we had Doctor Sleep by Mike Flanagan. That was a great adaptation. I think the first It movie is pretty solid. I mean, especially for me, because it was like the first horror movie I saw in theaters. So, but I'm also happy that we're getting other King adaptations like The Long Walk that kind of show the variety of works that this author has produced. So I think I don't know. I think this is a very effective story. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie a lot, and it might be a while before I watched it again, just because like it was I think it was heartbreaking in many aspects. I really felt for a lot of the characters. I was really rooting for some of them to make it well, and they didn't. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely see it again. I enjoyed it through and through.
yeah. Also, what was up
Yeah.
with that guy having a wife that they learn about kind of after he dies or like just
Yeah,
before?
they learn about it after he dies.
Yeah. I
I guess
I
she's not gonna get the
remember
money
it, but like I felt like there
back.
was a better way to approach that. I don't know. I think just with the way the film approaches it, you think of all the variables of this contest and it explores a lot of those, but I feel like it would have been maybe more effective to keep it even simpler in some of its spectacle or leave in more in the background to leave more to the imagination. I think
Yeah.
would have been more effective because I think if you like almost portrayed like I don't know in the background out of focus two guys getting into a fight, you don't know why they're fighting, but you know like that it has serious stakes. I think those moments like if we almost saw like at some moments where like when the characters were more isolated from each other, we saw some things more ambiguously. I think could have been more effective because I feel like I think about all the variables of this film so much that like it feels like there could have been a better version of this movie, which I think obviously does a disservice to how good some of the parts they do include are. But I think just the nature of the topic leaves so much room for that you might have wanted to approach it differently. Or at least that was my experience.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I can guess see where you come from. I don't know. I think I just really appreciate it for what it was. I enjoyed the film. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
do you have anything else you want to say about it or?
No, not really. Other than yeah, it was well paced. I thought it was pretty well written. Like, you know, they don't waste too much time. I think everything they do include is obviously pretty effective and moves the story along in a effective way. Um, but I think it's just missing that auteur spark that I usually want in films that I really love. Um,
You know who would have really done a good job directing this? Buddy Frank Darabont. I think he would be really good with this film.
Probably.
Yeah.
Frank has been. out of the game for a long time. He
He just unretired. Actually, he's
yeah,
doing a couple
he's doing
episodes in the new
Stranger
season.
Things,
Yeah,
which
I
are
saw that.
basically
Like,
movies based
I
on what I'm
know, I
hearing. I'm like, they're
I
basically
think
just
it's so cool.
releasing like what? Is there 8 episodes? 8?
Yeah, 8 episodes. They're breaking it up in this crazy format. Like they're giving us like I think like the first like five, no, the first like four, in one block, and then they're giving us the next three in another block, and then the finale is on New Year's Eve, and that one's supposed to be like over 2 hours long. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah. It feels like they're
Yeah,
just releasing 8 feature films,
movie.
to be honest.
Yeah,
They
it's like
they're
what
all
they did with
going to
the
be
series.
70 minutes. Like they're all going to be 70
Sorry,
minutes probably, right? I
probably
think.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah. So they're basically just releasing 8 movies by
yeah,
Canadian feature film standards. I don't know what the
yeah,
feature film standard is in America or if it's different, but yeah,
yeah.
interesting project, obviously. Um,
I fuck with it though, honestly. Like, and I'm excited to see him back in the director's chair. But yeah, I think like a movie like this, I can understand what you would mean there, like with it needing a more auteur vision. I think yeah, like someone like Frank Darabont, if he hadn't just unretired for Stranger Things, I think he would have been perfectly suited for this. And it's a shame we never got to see that, but that's okay. I mean,
yeah,
I think Francis Lawrence did quite a fine job in terms of its direction. I think there's a
yeah,
lot of good directing decisions made within this film. So
yeah. I think he brought out like a kind of camaraderie and breaking down of that camaraderie amongst the boys in the film
yeah,
that maybe not all directors could do. So I thought like again the chemistry and they do feel like real like kind of that experience of like making new friends, but then also like them break like and then also the experience of like not being a friend with someone in this whole like I don't know how long they're walking, but in a very compressed, very pressure cooker situation, if you will. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think obviously I would want this from a more creative angle overall.
yeah, yeah,
All right. With that being said, I think we can go ahead and rate the film. What were you
yeah.
thinking?
I'm thinking like 7.5 out of 10 if
Yeah.
I'm being completely. Yeah.
All right. I gave it a 6 out of 10. Um,
Ooh. Well, I
I
mean, you are
look,
the professional film critic, so I can understand
yeah,
why
I
you're a
liked
bit
it,
less generous than
but
me.
yeah, like Francis Lawrence, I've seen a bunch of his films now, obviously, but I don't feel like he has a voice that speaks to me necessarily.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I've found generally that I have been enjoying films where like I've seen the director's work and like I know it, and then I feel like they're doing almost the best version or a new version that's good of their voice. Like
Hmm.
if I look at most of the films in my like top 20 or so, or even top 30, which I all like, they have they are by filmmakers who I like a lot. And even if some of those films weren't as liked by everyone else, I still maybe have maybe just an inflated sense of what I wanted from those films, and I got that to some
Hmm.
extent, even if like necessarily not all of those films are like great or universally acclaimed. Like I guess the best example for me would be Materialists. I liked that film a lot, even though I didn't like Past Lives as much, which was interesting. But
It's funny. You're like the opposite from my roommate Ali. He likes Past Lives a lot more than he likes Materialists.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I think they're kind of on par to some extent. Like I could imagine me rewatching both of them and thinking Past Lives is probably better, but I think I wouldn't think there's a large gap between them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, all right. Well, that's it for us talking about The Long Walk. We recommend it. I'm assuming people would be seeing it at home at this point.
Hmm.
Um, did Windsor Film Festival already happen? I'm guessing it might have been just too busy, yeah.
No, yeah, it did. It actually just finished. I didn't get to see like any films. I almost saw the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man. I was this close. I don't know if you ever heard of that movie, but
No, I've
like there
heard
was
of it.
yeah, no, my roommates went to go see it actually. They told me it was like one of the worst movies they've ever seen in their entire lives. So like I'm kind of glad I didn't see it, but at the same time it would have been an interesting experience. But I had like no time. The only thing I got to see of Whiff this year was the local shorts, and that's where a lot of my friends were putting out their projects. So I made that a priority to go see. Plus the Blue Jays were in the World Series as well, so that was kind of taking my focus away. But we didn't
Yeah, we
win.
don't need
We
to
didn't.
we don't need to ash
Mm,
over wounds.
mm,
Uh, so yeah.
Sad. But anyways, yeah, no, I mean, I heard there was a lot of good films there. I mean, what's it called? My roommate saw Secret Agents and
Damn,
with
I'm
Wagner
actually
Moore.
jealous of him. I haven't seen that.
He said it was pretty good, honestly. He
Yeah.
said Wagner Moore was very hot in that, so I mean, might
Well,
have to
I could just say that
go
about
look
him
it
in
up.
general, but
That is true. He's a
I'm looking
handsome
forward to
man.
it. He's a handsome man.
Yeah.
Can't deny it.
Mhm.
Um, sorry, I
Mm,
just got distracted by a thing on my computer that says it's going to be 1 centimeter of snow on Sunday.
really?
Huh.
Hmm.
Well, I guess it's getting to be that time. I should go
It's that
outside before it
time.
gets
It's the
dark.
most wonderful time of the year, I
Yeah.
guess. Hmm. We're getting close to Black Friday. When is Black Friday again? Because I want to make sure I get
So
my Christmas shopping done around then.
true. So like
Coming up, isn't it? I'll look
the
that up.
day. It's the 28th. I think
Oh,
American
okay.
Thanksgiving is later this week, this year maybe.
Yeah, I guess
Partly.
so. What?
What?
Sorry, just one of my favorite artists got nominated for a Grammy. I'm very happy.
Oh,
So,
did they release
yeah.
Grammy nominations today?
I think he just did because I follow Zara Larson and she was posting about it. So I mean that's who the artist was in case you guys. Oh yeah, here we go.
No. Yeah,
Yeah, they just dropped it
they just
51
dropped it.
minutes ago. I need to
All
take a look.
right.
I need to
Well,
look
we
at
can.
this format.
You want to do a quick reaction to some of these, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's not really movie related, but it's entertainment. It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. I do not care about cookies. Just fuck off. God damn it. Okay. Let's see.
All right. Album of the year. There is Sabrina Carpenter for Man's Best Friend, Justin Bieber's
Yep.
Swag, Bad Bunny's. I'm gonna botch the pronunciation of that album.
DTMF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pusha T, Malice, and Clips for Let God Sort 'Em Out. Lady Gaga's Mayhem, Kendrick Lamar's GNX, Leon Thomas's Mutt, and Tyler the Creator's Chromacopia. Record of the year: Luther, The Subway, Chapel Roan, Apata,
Hey.
Abracadabra,
Abracadabra, Wildflower, Anxiety. Oh,
Anxiety,
Anxiety? Why
Anxiety.
is Anxiety there? That's like Doechie's worst song. She has
Yeah,
so many better
that's
ones.
kind of crazy. Golden,
That's gay.
Golden for
Huh?
Song of the Year nomination.
Golden?
Yeah,
Where is it? Oh, what?
for
I don't
Song of
see
the
it on
Year.
here.
You don't see it?
I'm looking at Wikipedia. Where are you looking on?
I'm looking at
Oh,
BBC.com.
Song of the Year. Sorry, I'm looking at Record of the Year. My
Yeah, I was
bad.
looking at Song of the Year. Golden is there.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I'm so
That's crazy.
happy. That's
That's awesome.
fantastic.
That's fun.
Yeah, because Record of the Year includes bloody what's it called?
Yeah.
It's got Manchild and DTMF by Bad Bunny. Let's see. Best New Artist, Olivia Dean. Cat's Eye, okay. The Marias. Addison Rae, excellent. Somber, good. Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, and Lola Young. I think all pretty solid choices.
Yeah.
So,
I've been hearing the most about Cat's Eye because Liv's kind of gotten into their music recently. But,
fucking love Cat's Eye, man. That shit is fantastic. Yeah, no, we got a lot of good stuff here. Like songwriting looks like it's pretty. What is this? Producer of the year, non-classical. We got Circuit, Dijon, Lake Mills. Okay, not too bad. Amy Allen. Joe Dylan.
I might go ahead
Nice.
and see if I can.
Pop Dance Electronic. Best solo pop performance. Okay, we got a few of these ones here. Disease by Lady Gaga. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Best duo. Okay, we got we got a second nomination for Golden, which is very good. Oh, nice! Pink Panthers got nominated too for Best Dance Electronic Album. I think that's a good decision. I like that. Oh, Yay! Zara Larson got nominated for Midnight Sun. I'm happy about that. I don't know if she'll win, but that makes me happy. Because I do like that song. Lady Gaga's probably going to win that one. Yeah. Excellent. I'm liking this. Oh, Linkin Park's got a nomination as well. Very happy about that. And we got Nine Inch Nails game. Fuck. Why Nine Inch Nails is getting a nomination for his live is you naming to be in the best rock song category. It's like an electronic song. It's a bit confusing. Anyways. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll have to take a deeper look at this. So we should probably sign off, though, and end the video. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe I'll edit this out potentially, but thanks everyone for watching the Dead Film Critics Society podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.